Da, 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 da. Oh no, what have I done? Oh, I fucked everything up. Oh no! God damn it! I fucking tried to, that should be good. That's, like, close enough. I think. God, I tried to, like, click out of Spotify and onto OBS so I could see what's going on, and I accidentally dragged... I fucking dragged the window size of VTube Studio to be way smaller, which fucked everything up. Alright, hi everyone, welcome back to Live Alive! Oh boy. In the last stream, we took care of a lot of the near future chapter. We're honestly most of the way done. We've only got another, like, 20 minutes to half an hour left. It's not too long. And speaking of that, we've taken down the, like, first major boss. So I'm going to do something I would highly recommend right now. Removing all of, like, essentially removing all non-duplicate accessories you have on Taro. In other words, you make sure he has, you know, make sure... Wow, fuck, words are really difficult when you're just very tired and sad. Pretty much what you want to do is that you want to make sure Akira has one of every single accessory you have. Excuse me. And you want to give any duplicates over to Taro. So, for example, I have the 100-volt laser, plasma spark, and stun gun on Akira, and I have my second 100-volt laser on him. The biker belt and poop patrol badge, they can go on anybody. They don't really matter. You don't have to do this. You can, like, you're not gonna lose anything in the long run. Like, I'll be honest, the reason I'm doing this is just to, like, save time grinding later. So that way it'll be easier for a character who honestly doesn't even need them because their base moveset's good enough to begin with. But anyway, for what happened immediately last time, we figured out the motivation of the military. They're going to be turning 2,000 humans into liquefacted humans, and they're going to be using it to awaken something at the Daioh Temple up north. And because of that, Matsu decided to go over to Doc Tobei to see if he's going to be able to pilot the Steel Titan. And today we're gonna go over there and make sure he's okay. You know, Matsu's the boy. We gotta make sure shit's going good. Classic Big Pharma. True. Oh god, let's see, yeah, let's just... I guess we can just go for 6 feet under. That should at least help take care of all the moves.
Show you how.
So wow, I turned my TV down a lot when I didn't really need to. So yeah, so here you can see what I mentioned, which is why you don't want to attack these things right next to them, especially when they're in big groups and Akira's lower leveled. Because these dudes have access to lariats, and the lariats kinda hurt, not too much. Luckily, Akira also has his own counter now. I forgot he got a counter by level up. Either way, it doesn't really matter. Let's just use Taro's kick, take down the Crusader Enforcer. Everything's going good. Game's kinda loud. Let me turn down the game slightly. That should be good. So yeah, I'm honestly kind of excited for today and kind of not that excited, because today we're going to be wrapping up the remainder of the content I'm not a massive fan of, but there's still going to be a lot to talk about, luckily. So let's just go and talk to Doc Tobei.
Yes, my boy.
Just saying hello.
Just saying hello.
What is he thinking about, though?
Matsu was brimming with confidence, but of course, in the end, he couldn't make the Steel Titan move so much as an inch. Poor boy's run off to the bar to drown his sorrows.
That makes sense. Also, I'm pretty sure in the original, you had to go down to the goddamn basement to talk to Tobei to find that out. And that meant you had to go through the whole goddamn shtick again. Because this story was made by people who fucking hate you. I will say, I've kind of been playing up my dislike of this chapter a lot. Most of it is specific, like, we're past the part I don't like. We're up to the part of the chapter that is just, like, what I'm going to call good. Like, full stop, no asterisk, this shit is just good. But, like, the main issue is just, like, that part there where you're going through all the trial and error and you're walking back and forth, and it just takes for fucking ever. And it's just not really that fun. But we're past that now. We're up to cool sci-fi shenanigans. The game seems to be very loud for some reason, but again, that is mostly just Taro. I don't know why Taro is so goddamn loud. Maybe it's other things, I don't know. I have trouble doing good audio balancing. And it sucks because, like, I want to have the volume loud enough that you can hear the voice acting, and if I'm not careful, then it doesn't. Yeah. Anyway, though, let's see. We got a couple more robotic things. We've got 2 more. I realized you may not want to use those yet. You may want to wait, because I think they carry over to the final chapter, but I don't think so. One of my friends said they did, but, I mean, I trust my friends, actually. There's no bottom text to that. I trust them, but... Either way, we've made it to the bar, the Matango Paradise. And I haven't really mentioned Matango yet, because it's something I kind of forgot to, but we've been getting Matango throughout the story, just in the form of healing items. Like we have the Matango Light here. It's a little something good for restoring the HP of allies, but, as you can see here at the Matango bar, things aren't necessarily alright with it. I could just turn down my own voice a bit. It is loud compared to the game and just in general. Really? Oh, I mean, I guess I would have to adjust, like, my mic gain. I don't know, I need to figure out how to properly set up this mic, because I feel like either my mic quality sounds awful, or I'm peaking constantly. I don't really know. But, like, it's whenever people say, like, my voice is too loud, I'm, like, listening back to it, and, like, you can't fucking hear it over the game. I don't know why. Things are bullshit. Hopefully I sound a bit better now. I don't know, audio balancing is for the weak. Anyway, let's see how Matsu's doing.
What? Come to tell me it was stupid to
Yes.
even try? Yeah. Tried to play the hero and ended up acting
As you
like a
do,
fool.
as you do.
Wouldn't be the first time.
You're no quitter, Matsu. Got a plan. I know it.
Psychokinesis, huh?
Something's wonky on my end. I don't know, does it sound more okay now? I've turned the game up a bit and I've backed away from my mic a teeny bit.
Maybe it's like concentrating really, really hard. Damn it. Gotta be something I can do. Something I could use to get this power.
A bit better now? Huh. I don't know. Because here's the thing, I hate when streamers have the game audio too loud and like you can barely hear them over the game. But it's like, whenever I don't know, maybe my threshold for that is just way lower. It's like, I swear, whenever I hear people say like, oh yeah, you know, you're kind of loud, maybe turn the game up a bit, I'll listen back to it, and again, it's like, you can barely hear my voice in what's going on. Like, mainly like the Stranger of Paradise VODs, like if you go back and watch those, I asked people about audio balancing a lot, and everybody said the game was too quiet, but then I can't hear myself speaking over Jack very vocally, very loudly killing chaos. Also, I wasn't fucking paying attention. Did I talk to Matsu?
What? Yeah, it wouldn't be the
There was that. What else were you talking about?
Psychokinesis. Maybe it's like... Damn it. Gotta be something I can do. Something I could use to get this power.
Huh, yeah, well... Maybe we can check over at the orphanage. Maybe see if there's anything over at the orphanage. That's not good. Yeah, we should go and see if everything's okay, because that's not good. That is not good. Kind of counterproductive, the whole kidnap all these children thing. You know what? You are right about that.
The Crusaders came and set the place ablaze. Ayako went inside to find Kaori.
I'll save them. Take the others and get the hell out of here.
By the way, now is the time. If right now you want to do the whole moving Akira's accessories over to Taro thing. Like right now. Don't wait any longer. Do it now.
Let me go! Let me go!
Or don't. Again, it's not the end of the world. You're not going to be losing out on too much.
I'm coming! Get outside! I'll find Kaori! Go! Go!
The Kaori's got to be somewhere in here. And maybe if we just keep checking the rooms, we'll have to find her eventually. Also, sorry for any weird background noise you may be hearing. There's some laundry going in my house right now. It does have to happen. You may hear that. Good thing we have a literal robot who could survive this, no problem. He can probably do the brunt of the works, since he's immune to basically all of this. It's true. Just a fucking... it's just some turtle soup in his shell.
Kaori! Kaori!
Where are you?
It'd be really weird if there's a robot literally right there. I mean, it's his sister. Like, I'll be fully honest. He's been shown to be a hothead with a hero complex. I think rushing into a burning building to try and save his sister, I'm going to call that in character and good character writing.
You came.
Can you move? It's coming down on us!
Or just carry them already. Okay, well, we're about to do a, this is a meanwhile. This is not a... Just trust me, everything will work out. Things make sense in this story.
Hey, Doc. I want another shot at the robot.
Get in the robot, Matsu! Or else Akira will have to do it
I
again.
don't think there's any point in trying again.
Trust me. I've got this.
What the? How did you get your hands on so much Matango? Eating that much will kill you!
Whatever. Whatever it takes to control this hunk of junk. Move, damn you!
God, why is Matsu just the biggest Chad, though? I fucking love him.
He's done it!
Da, 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 da. Does this qualify him as a himbo? No, I think it just qualifies him as a fucking Chad. I think Himbo is more of an airheaded stupid, not a hothead stupid. You can have hothead stupid Himbos, but Matsu's genuinely decently intelligent. He's just being really suicidal right now to try and make the mech work.
There's something I've been meaning to tell you. I know I've kept you waiting in suspense, and for that I'm sorry. But I've come to a decision at last.
You have?
Yes. Yes, I accept. Together forever, I swear!
Oh, Reiko.
Oh, Yoshikazu!
Women, am I right?
What about together forever?
90s comedy was weird. Comedy is weird. But anyway, it's time. After being teased the entire chapter, the Steel Titan has awoken. And it is fucking beautiful.
Hell yeah! What did I tell you, Doc?
Didn't quite catch that.
Robo Punch!
Fuck yeah, he's here.
Holy shit. Matsu. The Steel Titan.
I tried to stop him. I did. He devoured a prodigious supply of Matango in the hopes of amplifying his psychokinetic powers.
What were you thinking? You could die.
Die? Me? Don't make me laugh. I'm a man on a mission. Someone's gotta command this big bastard.
Windows security, I don't fucking care.
I'm not going
I know my
anywhere
file
till this
history
fight's done.
drive disconnected at some point. It's because it's now my actual data drive. I need to get a new backup drive. Very desperately. If you want Midnight to get a new hard drive, then remember, if you have Amazon Prime, you have the opportunity to use one free subscription per month. Wild, I know, something people commonly forget.
Where the hell were they hiding that monster? Good thing we came prepared.
Yeah, God knows in the fight between Giant Robot and Zappy Gun, my money's on the Zappy Gun. Those Zappy Guns hurt.
Yeah! Is that all you got?
Matsu, don't!
Oh shit, he's activated his AT field!
Get it together! Ah!
Kenichi!
There's something you ought to know, kid. About me and your dad. There was bad blood between us. Back in the day, when I still led the Crusaders, and he was heading up a riot police task force. It was crazy. Places all over Japan like war zones, military-grade weapons flooding the streets. Took everything I had to keep my people in line. To keep it all from going to hell.
Last chance to cooperate, Matsui. Army boys are tired of asking. Been too much violence already. Too many victims. It's got to stop.
Still don't get it, do you? You're just another tool of oppression.
And you're a naive fool if you think your gang of misfits stands a chance against trained
Yeah,
soldiers.
honestly, I'm on Matsu's side on this one. Objectively the best character. Hates cops.
Enough of these childish games, Matsui. It's time to grow up. Time to be a man.
Says General Yamazaki's lapdog.
So be it. Didn't have to be this way, but you left me no choice. Sorry, kid.
It's okay, Akira. I'll be your new dad now.
One heartbeat. One fraction of a second. One moment. Stretch into eternity. I knew that I could never take it back. That you'd never forgive me.
Matsu.
Kenichi! Stay strong. You can't give up now.
Don't you worry. Men like me don't die that easy. Listen up, kid. We gotta get this thing to the temple in Nippuri and stop those bastards before it's too late.
So do you remember how I've said many times at this point that I feel like a lot of Kamina from Gurren Lagann is derived from Matsu? Are you starting to see more of what I mean by this?
You're in no condition to fight. It can wait. You've done enough for one day. You need to rest. Please don't do this. Please.
Enough. Sometimes you've gotta own up to your mistakes. Consequences be damned. Am I right?
Oh dear. It's incredible that he managed to last that long, to be honest.
Kenichi. Kenichi!
Get out. All of
Hey
you.
Silver, you're just in time for sad and also awesome.
I said get out.
Somebody's having an emo day. I mean, Matsu did just die. So I'd say he has
Come
a,
on, Batsu.
he's got a valid excuse.
It's like you said, right? Men like you don't die that easy. I know you're still in there. And we've got a fight to finish!
So welcome to the finale of the near future chapter. Shout out to the guy in Dokkan subreddit who, with the currency you get from summon, said buy what you like, not just what's the best in body unit who by the end of the current celebration. Yeah, that sounds like most gacha players I know.
He's doing it! He's controlling the Steel Titan!
So he just straight up didn't know. Oh god damn, what a fucking legend.
This is it, Matsu. Straight on to Nippori. They think they got us beat. That it's impossible for us to win.
Possible for me to make them pay. I don't know why they didn't voice that one.
But nothing's impossible. When you're too stubborn to
Fuck
surrender.
yeah, break past your limits, make the impossible possible, let's go! So, this is the finale of the near future chapter of Live Alive. We're running out of time. All 2,000 humans have been liquefacted. The military and all of Unryu and the Doctor's goons are standing in our way.
Do your worst, for I have an army at my disposal. And they will stop at nothing to destroy you.
And there's only one man left who can take care of this. Us. Your goal for the finale of this chapter. Take down all opposition with the Steel Titan and fight your way to the temple. The Steel Titan has 4 moves. Metal Strike, a very strong melee move. Babylon Stomp, an even stronger move that hits diagonally and lowers defense. Marduk's Rage, a ranged AoE attack that can lower strength, accuracy, and evasion. And Halogen Laser, the strongest AoE move in the game.
Easy as hell.
We may be down our closest friend, but our spirit will never die. I've really got nothing else to say, so I'm gonna like start saying this. Like, I talked with a friend of mine, Lewis. Shoutouts to Lewis. Go look up Hey Raguio on YouTube. That's HeyRaguio on YouTube. He made a very good golf video. Go watch it and give it a like. But he's been playing through this game recently, and he actually mentioned that the near future chapter was one of his favorites, mainly because of just how solid this final hour is. And like, as much as I feel like a good amount of this chapter can feel like a massive slog, the reason why I don't call this one my overall least favorite is because this may actually be some of the coolest shit in JRPGs as a whole.
It's laser time.
Like, Live Alive does so many fun things to spruce up its combat and, like, be experimental. But I think using the SMT-style overhead map in order to facilitate literally having a giant robot storming a temple, it's straight up just some of the coolest things in JRPGs. And the fact that it was locked to, like, solely fan translation or playing the original Japanese SNES version for so long has always hurt me, because there are so many cool things in JRPGs of this era that I'll see called, like, revolutionary, or mind-blowing, or I can't believe they did that. You can't see that anymore. This is the type of thing you don't see anymore. Granted, not giant robots and mechs in general. I mean, there are many, many giant robots in JRPGs. I've literally been playing through Trails of Cold Steel over the past year. But, like, this game is just indescribably just filled with a love for, like, the genres that inspired it in RPGs as a whole. And, like, I seriously think I would also count this one among my favorites. like, this story among my favorites if it weren't for the fact that I find, like, the second quarter of the story to be some of the most insufferable shit. But anyway, we've got one more battle before we make it to Daioh Temple. So for the most part, like I said, the way you're going to want to play the Steel Titan is you're pretty much going to want to use Marduk's Rage or Halogen Laser for high damage. Otherwise, you're going to want to stick to using things like Metal Strike or Babylon Stomp. For these enemies, I think it's better to go for Metal Strike, just because it is weak to fists. Like, it is very hard to actually lose at this point in the story. Like, you can lose if you get unlucky or if you're not careful. But for the most part, what's left is pretty much just an extended cutscene. But it's cool, and you can control it, and you get to listen to Go-Go Buriki Daioh. Like, what is still, in my opinion, the best battle theme of any SNES RPG. And that's counting Megalomania, which is another fucking entry on that list also from this game.
Come on, Master, let's do this!
And, like, I feel like the voice shoutouts also help add a lot to it. Because, like, the original obviously didn't have any voiceover or voice shoutouts. So I like how we get to see Akira here, so steeped in denial at the death of his friend and surrogate father after finding out the truth. Still fighting alongside him with the remnants of his spirit alive in the Steel Titan. It is... This is the best part of Akira's story by far. And just, I can't talk enough good about it. It's so good. But speaking of good, we've got one last fight here ahead of us. Also, here's a unique pause screen. You can only see if you pause here. It's pretty nifty. It wasn't like that in the original. But let's go. Let's storm Daioh Temple. Also, the remake does this entire chapter so much goddamn justice by being fucking beautiful. That's unrelated to anything.
Impossible. I sent my best against him, and still...
I pity you. Unable to comprehend the elegance of our design. The convergence of mankind, a melding of one and all. Our bodies, minds, and souls in joyous harmony. No more disparity, a world devoid of discord and strife. We need only renounce our mortal shells to embrace our destiny. Of course, I doubt you could ever understand. But no matter. While the General's minions kept you occupied, we offered up 2,000 souls. Behold the Lake of Unity!
So before we go any further, I'm not gonna be making any claims here. I'm not gonna be speculating on anything. I'm not gonna say anybody ripped anybody off. But I would like to point out that at the finale of this mecha sci-fi themed anime game, we are in fact dealing with an enemy who is an evil military whose main motive is to turn humanity into a unanimous pool of sludge in an attempt to get rid of any and all barriers and turn us all into a single lake. And also, the robots do happen to be powered by the spirits of dead humans. Now, I'm not saying anything here is a ripoff. I'm also not saying that Live Alive did come out 8 months before Evangelion started airing, even though that is true. I'm just putting it out there. I'm just putting it out there for the world to know.
60,000 liters of liquefacted humanity.
Like, honestly, I'm gonna rate this one more as one of those really damn weird coincidences, considering Evangelion was definitely already in the middle of writing by the time this game came out. But it is an uncanny coincidence.
come unto us. Oh, great one. We the faithful. We the blessed.
Also, have I mentioned also religious symbolism yet?
Heed our prayers.
Granted, it's more Buddhist than Judeo-Christian, but, you know, that's beside the point.
Yes, yes.
If it was intentionally, I know you think that lessons are a thing. Yeah, that's what I was saying. I kind of phrased it as a joke, but I'm genuinely not saying one ripped the other off. Coincidences do happen, and I don't think that homaging things to a weird degree inherently implies ripping off. Plus, with the time gap here, I think this was more just a coincidence. Like, the idea of literally removing the borders of men is, like, an interesting high concept. Like, that's already a basic concept in a lot of religions, which this is taking a lot from Buddhism and Hinduism, while Evangelion took a lot from Judeo-Christian lore. But it's really funny to me how, like, I'll see people say that Evangelion did something that's never been done before, and then when I was, playing through this game on the SNES a few months ago, I realized, hey, wait a second. I totally have seen this before. It's funny to me.
Look now to the statue of Inko. Rejoice! Our savior is come! Rejoice! Odeo is come!
Screw this. That thing's no god of mine.
That is the most you know what, Akira? There's a lot of metal as fuck lines in this chapter. That one's one of my winners.
And I'm not melding with these freaks or anyone else. Still with me? Then let's finish this, Matsu!
Welcome to the final boss of the near future chapter. The Inko statue housing the reincarnation of the ancient god Daioh. So this fight is, again, one you probably can't lose, but it's still worth noting that you can if you're not careful. One of the things to note, don't use Marduk's Rage. Marduk's Rage will do almost nothing. It does low damage, the lowered attack and accuracy may be nice, but it's not really needed. Personally, I'd recommend starting by making a little bit of distance. I'm pretty sure most of its attacks are melee, so keeping your distance here may help, but just know that there is very little room. So yeah, you're gonna need to be careful. Other than that, just keep hitting with your ranged attacks, keep hitting with Halogen Laser. I don't know which does more damage, let's see here. Well, I mean, I can't use Babylon Stomp, so right now it's Halogen Laser.
God, demon, or whatever, you're going down.
Also, God, this fight is made so much better with the additions of the mid-battle voice lines. Like, Akira is so good. This rules, TBH. Oh no, like I've said, the only reason I've talked shit about, like, the near future campaign is just because the first third is just a bunch of filler. It is genuinely rad as shit and I love it. I need to be careful because, oh no, I'm gonna be fine. I got some lucky hits there. In general, this entire fight is just gonna be like, it's just a back and forth. This is, again, the entire like, the final boss was the robot in the lab. This is just a glorified cutscene, but it's a really fucking cool one.
Come on, Master, let's do this.
And there we go.
you! Impossible. What's happening?
The lake, it's... I can't get out! It's pulling me under!
Save us! Save us!
Freaks ought to be happy. Got what they wanted in the end. What the? Hands off! Damn lake's trying to swallow us too! Shit! Shit! Come on!
And because there wasn't quite enough Evangelion already,
Hey. Hey, wake up! Get up already! Come on, man. You've been on break forever. You still in Taiyaki today or what?
Huh? Yeah. Be right there.
because there wasn't enough Evangelion already, let's also end it with a strange ending in which the main character awakens from the goo to a somewhat ambiguous, highly symbolic ending. Because fuck you, Live Alive was so ahead of its time, you don't even know. So, that was, like I said, the near future chapter. Has some of my least favorite parts of the game, but I would be lying if I said that pretty much everything from the start of the Lab Rush on is anything but top tier. It's fucking fantastic. If you just went from, like, the lab, or if you just went from the orphanage to the lab, and then you just didn't have to go through that whole song and dance with Taro, and then it's like, oh no, like, now Kazu's been kidnapped, we need to go to the thing! And then you go and do it. It would be like 10 times better. But again, fucking, Like, I remember when I was, like, watching someone play this game for the first time, because this was one of those games I discovered through, like, a weird video I found. Shoutouts to Who Is This Git with the creepy bad endings. I want to say number 47? No, that's way too high. It's probably closer to, like, 26. That just kind of talked about this game. I just kind of found myself blown away by it, and this is the one that sold me and got me to stop watching that video midway through and try it. Because, yeah, like, what other RPG of this era is doing shit like this? I mean, like, things like SMT, but still. Like, this was by Square Enix, or Squaresoft, I guess, in this case. Like, this predates Final Fantasy VI, and I think maybe also Final Fantasy V? I may be wrong. But, like, yeah. Fire Emblem was too until Smash Bros. Made people realize it was... it exists literally at all. But... yeah, the near future has so many cool things in it, and I think, honestly, Akira is... like, Akira and Matsu may be two of my favorite characters from this game. Because there's a few characters I'd like more. There's the protagonist and a bunch of the NPCs from the Far Future Sci-Fi chapter, which I'll be doing in next stream. There's, again, Sundown Kid is really, really good, too. Like, Akira and Matsu are just... they're really emblematic of, like, good blends of the inspirations that went into them, while still being interesting in their own right. And then legitimately, you get to that final act there, and Matsu dies, and I'm like, what the fuck? No! Like, you're in denial with Akira! It's genuinely so fantastically well done. And I've seen a couple people on Twitter get pissed off about the ending, because yeah, the ending is weird, and high concept, and stupid. But remember, this is based off of, like, Go Nagai shit. And if you've never read the ending of Devilman, maybe do it. Because the ending of Devilman is fucking weird. But, yeah, I've always read the ending as, like, you know, this entire thing, because you kind of start the whole thing with, like, Akira being like, have you ever been happy in life? So I've always gotten the feeling that this entire thing is like a psychic premonition that Akira just has one day. And you know what? You could argue that it's stupid. Like, oh man, so you're saying it's all just a dream? But I will say, according to the final story, what happens in this arc is actually canonical, and actually does happen. It's not just a dream. And I just think it's cool. It's already rare enough to get, like, full-on, like, this type of sci-fi RPGs at the time. You'd typically be seeing either, like, space sci-fi, modern, or fantasy, so I think it gets a lot of credit for just doing some stuff. But also the ending reads kind of weird, because remember, that's Matsu's bike. Akira didn't have one. But I like that. It leaves things open to interpretation while still telling its own solid story. Other video games take notes. See you around, Akira. I'll see you again in probably 3 more streams. Nope, 2 more. I counted wrong. So that's the near future chapter, which has probably my favorite ending of all of the parts of the game. Which means now we are moving on to the one that I think is the least favorite of pretty much everyone I've talked to. And I am also on that boat hardcore. For the second half of today's stream, we're going to be jumping in to Prehistory. Now, as a little bit of a lead-in, allow me to give some context to this, because without the context, it's way, way worse than most people already say. But with the context, I kind of have a begrudging respect for this. Because you could also just read that the goop just spat him out. Because the superhuman consciousness just realized, hey, wait a minute, this guy literally just beat people because it's cool. Yeah! Like, I love shit that's open to interpretation, while not sacrificing a satisfying narrative finale. It's great. So, I've said this before, and it's abundantly clear, but, like, every single chapter in this game is heavily based on some type of media, generally movies, anime, manga. Like, obviously we have the classic spaghetti western, we have, like, the classic, you know, mecha anime combined with, like, Go Nagai era stuff and tone and pacing. Going into these two without spoiling anything, hopefully. Distant Future is very heavily based off of sci-fi horror, particularly Alien. The Bakumatsu chapter here is really heavily based off of classic ninja media, specifically the late ninja, like, again, the late Edo period ninja media. Imperial China, obviously based off of classic kung fu movies. And then Boxer is just generally based off of things like Baki. And I keep saying that, and I don't mean based on Baki, but I mean like that sort of like underground tournament blood sport manga. Like, you have the main character who's shorter and lighter, but is still really strong. He's a bit of a hothead, very focused on being the strongest. It's the same type of thing Baki is. Prehistory is very heavily based on 1970s and 80s era shonen gag manga. And if you have ever read shonen gag manga of the modern time, you know it's kind of hard for Americans and English speakers to wrap their head around. And it's even harder, too, when we're dealing with something that's about 4 decades old. This chapter is very juvenile, very tropey, very, very weirdly paced, and filled with a lot of weird screwball comedy that doesn't make sense. And the other thing that holds it back, too, is more of a victim. Like, I think it's the only part that's a victim to its experimentality. Because the gimmick with Prehistory, if we want to go through the basic description here, in a forgotten era before kings and kingdoms, a young man comes of age and is given permission by his tribe's stern elder to go forth and hunt. together with his best friend Gory. Bereft of spoken words, they rely on their senses to survive, in particular a powerful sense of smell. Guided by their noses, they track game and find shelter, and learn much of the world and its dangers. Bereft of spoken words is not just a little fun tagline. There is barely any to no dialogue in this entire chapter, and is mainly told through charades and speech bubbles filled with nothing but little icons. Which means it's kind of hard for it to tell a very well-paced story. Because of that, this chapter is sadly very gameplay heavy, almost to a detriment, filled with weird obtuse objectives that are kind of hard to figure out what you're supposed to do even when you're dealing with the waypoints that they added in the remake, and the tone is something that's kind of hard to get into. Like, out again, with like my friend Lewis and like a bunch of other people who've played this game, really the most positive thing I've heard about this game is I like the designs. And I really like the design. Like, I think before I go into the finale a few streams from now, I think I'm going to go through and discuss some of the character designs a bit, because one of the things that did not translate to the remake, sadly, is that a lot of these, like, chapters had slightly different art styles in their promo art. Like, Live Alive had, like, 5 different lead character designers for each chapter. And, like, if you look at the designs for Pogo, who's our main character here, and the rest of the cast of this chapter, you'll see they're very, very, like, gag-shaped. Like, they have weird proportions, their faces are over the top, but in the remake, they just kind of look really nice and anime-y, which is not a negative. I like that they standardized on a single artist. I think the art for literally every single other story is beautiful and a nearly direct improvement. But again, it adds that further gap where it's hard to understand the context under which you could probably enjoy this chapter. But now that I've spent 10 fucking minutes essentially saying I hate this chapter with the flowery and most both sidesy argument ever, let's jump into it.
Sure.
Oh, it's the best boy. Saying this preemptively, we got the best boy. He's got a lizard on his dick. He's the best. So, unlike the other chapters where I've been trying to fill in a lot of the dialogue, like with a lot of the cutscene things, like where I've just been trying to let the cutscenes speak for themselves, I'm probably going to be talking over a lot of these cutscenes. Because, I'll be honest, it's kind of hard to make some of these cutscenes interesting. Like, the intro's not too bad, but again, you can probably already tell looking at this why it immediately turns a lot of people off. And I think one of the most unfortunate things about it is that I've known a lot of people who play Live Alive in chronological order. Like, they start at the earliest point in time and then they go to the last. Which means some people's first impression of this is from this story. And this story is a bad representation of the game's overall tone. So yeah, like, if you want my recommendation, if you are just starting Live Alive for the first time, don't start with Prehistory. Literally, pick the one with the character design you want most that's not this one. Because I feel like this one can really turn you off of the game if you don't know what to expect. Anyway, here we've got the boys, our main two characters. And also a few fucking mammoths. That's a bit more than a few. Oh man, that is many of them, actually. There's quite a lot of them. But yes, welcome to the Prehistory chapter. The first. And here we get to name our main character. Of course, his name is Pogo. Because if you change any of the default names in this game, you're part of the problem. What problem? I don't know, but you're a part of it. And here's our loving mascot character sidekick. Gory. Message misunderstood. You will name them all Pogo. Good. As God intended. So, to start with, let's just kind of wander around our nice little camp here and get ourselves some items. But first, asshole, out of my way. Oh, the Elder wants to talk to us. Understood. By the way, playing this chapter in the SNES version without waypoints can feel like an exercise in goddamn futility. This, like, again, I'm making it sound like I hate this chapter with a burning passion. I don't. I still like this chapter. This chapter is, like, on par with, like, it's not Final Fantasy II. This is not a fundamentally broken chapter. It's still Live Alive. It's still fun. I'd still recommend it, and I call it overall good. But, yeah, it's got some issues. Anyway, yo, can I, take your shit? Yo, thanks, fam. Hide from that. We also get a bone. And we get ourselves a stick. Wait, did we already get a stick? Do we have 2 sticks? We have 2 sticks. Okay, that's actually fine. But yeah, let's just keep looking through these last few rooms, take some stuff. Get ourselves a pelt. Get ourselves another stick. And a hard rock. Wonderful. And how about you? So this guy is weird. I don't know how this works. Because he'll show 3 on one side and 5 on the other. And then you need to pick one. I don't know what he wants. I genuinely don't. Is it this one? Is it the right one? The right one has 8? No, okay. Yeah, I think you're supposed to pick the one that had 8 people in it. It's weird. I don't know what you get for winning it. Let me try, like, one more time. Maybe see if I can. I gotta... Come on. I gotta do this. I'm looking for 8. It's the right one. The right one has 8. Like, I don't even know what the reward for this is. I can't remember if this dude was in the original. I genuinely can't. I think he was? I'll be honest, I kind of just speedrun my way through the prehistory chapter most of the time. So no, that wasn't it. Then what the fuck do you want from me? Are you just fucking with me? Is this dude glitched? Is he broken? I don't know what he wants from me. So I'm just gonna move on and pretend like he doesn't exist. But anyways, welcome to our nice little village encampment. It's got a few things we can do, but I think first of all, and the most important to get over with, is honestly the best part of this chapter. If not also, according to one of my friends, the worst, because we play this game very differently. So this guy, as you could kind of guess there by that, if we give him a stick and a hard rock, he will make it into a strong axe. But that's not everything. Because the main gimmick of this chapter gameplay-wise... Well, actually, there's two main gimmicks. The first main gimmick, and the more fun one, is the fact that you can take any two items, like let's take a bone and a pelt. You can take any two raw resources and combine them into a new piece of gear. So I fucking love this feature. It's a feature I adore. But on the other hand, it's not as incredible as you'd think. Because first of all, in order to get a lot of the items, you're gonna have to grind. Other than that, like if you're just going for a casual run, like honestly, it's really interesting. It's like, as you can see here, like if we go back to what I had before, like I was rocking a bone and nothing. Like, as you can see, just from doing stuff randomly, like, I did the stone axe because that's what he tells you, but, like, the cap, that's plus 10 speed and plus 3 base defense. And the strong axe is plus 5 attack and plus 10 physical damage. Which is good for Pogo, because Pogo's entire gimmick is that he hits really fucking hard, and that's about it. Pogo is the brute force of the game. But anyway, now that we're done with that, let's just keep wandering around camp a bit. So as you can see there, we have the stick. There's the elder we're supposed to talk to. Let's ignore him for now. Can't go over here because he doesn't want us walking into his room. That's fair. So let's keep that in mind for a bit later. Oh, also, don't worry too much about Gory. Gory can't equip a lot of equipment. Like, he can equip some. Like, I think if you didn't use the pelt like I did to make the beastkin cap, you could actually equip it to him on the body for a bit of extra defense, but Gory doesn't really need it. Gory's entire thing is that he hits even more like a truck than Pogo. And also starts at a higher level, so he's pretty good. Gory's probably, like, my second favorite party member of this chapter in terms of game. He's pretty good. And the last area we can go to is over here, which is our nice little hay and meat stockpile. Let's just, sneak this. Nope, never mind, can't sneak that. Sneaking food is bad for the compound. And if you talk to these dudes, it's nothing really special. Most of them are just, like, little gags. Like I said, this entire chapter is kind of really heavily based off of, like, the Dr. Slump era gag manga, which, you know, that's some people's cup of tea, but I've said it before, I'll say it again, the only gag comedy series I've ever really gotten into is Robocode Days, which, by the way, if you are a fan of shonen comedy manga, and you haven't tried Robocode Days, you owe it to yourself to try it. It's not always funny, but when it's funny, it can be fucking hilarious. It's on the Manga Plus app, so do that. Or if you can read Spanish, read Suitoto, which isn't in English for some reason. I want to read the lesbian cooking manga, god damn it, let me read it. Why is it only in fucking Spanish and Japanese? But anyway, let's go talk to the Elder and see what he needs. You just to go and kill some animals for their meat? That's fair. Speaking of manga apps, shout out to Square fucking up royally. Or Square fucking theirs. Did Square have their own app? I mainly just use the Manga Plus and the Shonen Jump app, and then just use Manga Dex for everything else. So wait, has Crunchyroll ever made an app for their manga stuff? Because here's the thing, I've been bumming my friend Roman's Crunchyroll account for 7 years now. Shout out to my friend Roman. Thanks for paying for the Crunchyroll, fam. Glad your Kingdom Hearts video is still getting recommended to me. But like, the Crunchyroll manga selection has some pretty decent stuff. Like, it has Sunken Rock, which is some people's cup of tea, it's not mine. But it's got like all of Drifting Dragons. Which is good, because Drifting Dragons fucks. Y'all should go and read Drifting Dragons if you've got Crunchyroll Premium. That's what they do today, and they're censoring suggestive things. Ah, as brought to you by Sony, huh? The official response to it is just use a different app. Ah, God bless. And by God bless, I mean the opposite. God spite. So for those of you who were paying attention to the screen and have no idea what the fuck just happened, that is the game's attempt to explain to you the main mechanic, like the primary mechanic of this chapter, and of Pogo's character as a whole. The primary mechanic of Pogo's character and Pogo's chapter is if you hit the Y button, Pogo will use his primal instincts and his very keen senses to smell, which will create these little clouds. By interacting with a cloud, you will see what the cloud was, what smell you were smelling, and the source of that smell. By going to the source of that smell, when it's like, say, we're dealing with that little deer there, you get into an encounter. This also doesn't have random encounters, but it kind of does, because you don't have to smell things to encounter things. If you're not careful, you could still wander into an ambush. Anyway, let's take a minute to listen to probably my favorite battle theme of the main 7. This theme is a fucking bop. So anyway, to start with, Pogo starts with 2 moves. He starts with a basic bash attack and a basic kick attack. In general, the kick attack's going to do slightly more damage if there's no weakness, and you can see already why Pogo's kind of a very strong character. And from that, we got a Beast Horn, and we also get a Haunch of Meat. We're not allowed back into the camp until we get 3 haunches of meat, so it's time to go on the prowl. Welcome to another one of the issues with this chapter, which is to supplement for the lack of things going on. There is a lot of gameplay, which doesn't sound like a bad thing, but it can be kind of frustrating, especially because if you decide you're sick of the gameplay, the final boss will kick your ass. The final boss of this chapter is probably the most difficult out of all 7. It's kind of absurd. But anyway, Gory's basic move is Bang Slap, a strong punch move, and Scareface, a long-range AoE attack with a chance to confuse and a chance to lower stats, but does have a short... No, it doesn't have a charge up. Also, that face isn't scary, it's just kind of fucking stupid. Anyway, let's just keep finishing off these enemies. Shouldn't be too bad. For the most part, there's only one enemy you need to worry about at the start of Pogo's story, and that's the Mammoth. Or not the Mammoth. The Boar? Is it the Boar or the Mammoth? It's one of the two. If you see a big enemy early on, you are able to beat it, but it is a bit of a pain. We've got 2 haunches of meat there. I'd recommend going and investigating all of the smell clouds, because some of them give off a mysterious scent. And if you go to the... source of that Sorry, I thought I heard a noise. It was just the door opening in the room next to me. If you go to the source of that scent, you get yourself a new item, which is pretty good, because you kind of want to fuck around with Fusion a lot. Like, you want to make sure that Pogo is as decked out as he can get, because again, the final boss is pretty fucking difficult. And a change from the original game to the remake, in the remake, when you use smell, the clouds just kind of stay there for a very long time. In the original, the clouds would go away after a few seconds, and it could be kind of annoying. But now you can just hit smell, and the only thing you need to worry about is the scent wafting far away from the original. But that's also made up for by the other change, which is the fact that you actually get to see the source of the smell of enemies in this one. In the original, you just had to manually hunt that shit down, and that could be very frustrating. I will say it one more time, this remake as a whole may be one of the best remakes I've ever played. They added so many quality of life things while not, like, changing things. Like, you've seen how easy it is to jank my way through some chapters and just how absurd some strategies are. Like, they didn't get rid of that at all. They just kept it going. And that's pretty good. Anyway, we got a level up for Pogo. And we got our third haunch of meat. So at this point, now that we have all three, we can head back, but you may want to stick around and fight a few more. Because I think you're still guaranteed to get haunches of meat from enemies, and haunches of meat act as your main healing item in this chapter. You have the chance to get haunches of meat, which just restore your HP and buff your stats a bit, or the huge haunches of meat, which are an AoE heal. And trust me, you're gonna want some AoE heal. You don't need too much, but you're gonna want to make sure you have a decent few on standby. Now, outside of that, let's just use Scary Face. Oh, goddammit, Gory, I was really hoping you could finish it off. Yeah, Gory's Scary Face isn't the most helpful, because... yeah, that's one of the attacks that relies on the special attack, I'm pretty sure, and none of the characters in this chapter have fantastic special attack. Actually, there is one, but they're a bit unique. We'll get to them relatively soon. Anyway, that's a bone. I'll try and get one more encounter on the way back. You obtained a haunch of meat. Wonderful. Yes, Pogo, I know we should go back to the Elder, but I like getting items. Items are fun and good. Let's see, that was around here? Where was it? That's right here. There we go. I missed what that was because I was hitting buttons too fast. I'm assuming it was a bone. In the meantime, yeah, I think this enemy respawned, or no, that's just the scent of the Elder. Okay. Hey, got the meat. And once you're done, you won't have the ability to go back, because they want to make sure you don't get yourself lost and die. Pogo may be a bit of a scamp, but he's still a valuable hunter. And now that we're done with that, we can go and head to sleep now. Because we just had a nice long day, we got ourselves some meat. But before we do that, let's go and do a bit more crafting. Now, I don't have all of these recipes memorized, and you kind of don't need to. Like, there's not too many things that double up. I'd recommend just combining random things, like bone and stick. I think that gets you a throwing knife. I think a bone and stick is a throwing knife. So it gets you a horn spear. That's good. I don't think that's an upgrade, but it's still good. And let's just keep crafting. In the meantime, let's take a stick and combine it with a beast horn. I don't know why I'm doing that. I think that also gets you a horn spear. Yeah, well, we've got 2 horn spears now. That's fine. I think having 2 of weapons isn't honestly too big of a deal. But finally, let's combine a bone and a hard rock, which will get you... I want to say this is a throwing knife? No, stone knife, but that's still good. Because, well, fun little thing, you can then take the stone knife. This is the one I actually always remember, because it's probably one of Pogo's best weapons for the chapter. You take the stone knife and put it on a stick, thus combining the 3 main resources. You get the quick spear. And we're good for now. So in the meantime, let's just equip the new stuff we got. Mainly just swapping out the strong axe. As you can see, the horn spear has less of a physical attack modifier, but more general attack, meaning you'll get your secondary effects off more often. It also increases your speed. Or you can have the Quick Spear, which boosts both of them even higher. The Quick Spear is really good for Pogo, but it's going to be even better for another character later on. So don't, keep it on hand, and maybe don't get too attached to it on Pogo. Pogo doesn't benefit too much from speed because he's kind of like Hong, from the Imperial China chapter. He's not going to be doing much with excess speed. There are other characters that are slow that benefit from the speed. Pogo's not really among them. But anyway, we've had a nice day of hunting. Let's get some Z's. Oh? Yeah, Gory's nowhere to be seen. Also, I kind of love how when they use the character sprites in the portraits, they actually still use the original SNES sprites. 'Cause that's what Gory used to look like before he got his SNES era glow up. But yeah, looks like we're gonna have to be on the lookout for Gory here. But before we do that, you may remember a room we weren't able to access because the Elder was on standby. Well, the Elder is currently sleeping. Which means we're able to sneak in. And we're able to take a stone knife and a leather strap. And sadly, I don't think we have access to the craftsman right now. I don't think we have access to him until the daytime. Let me double check. Yeah, we don't have access to him until daytime. That's fine, though. In the meantime, let's try and find Gory. Ooh. The smell of flowers. But also the smell of Gory. Let's go and see what this is about. Oh? Well, first of all, let's light Gory up. It's time to go back to bed. Stop fucking sneaking off to eat shit. You know, maybe we should go check on that. First of all, free bone. But other than that, that same smell of flowers. Looks like the flowery scent's coming from this one now. LOL, Gory is such a scamp. But yeah, nothing really we can do about that, though. Maybe. Let's take this one last little haunch of meat over here. And we'll just leave this here for you. I mean, more like they're gonna make us leave it here. But, yeah. Let's just give them a little bit of time to eat. No one likes being watched eating. Let's go say hi. I think that's the most eyes pop out of head awooga you can get from a fucking sprite. Cause yeah, it's a girl. For some reason, the only fucking girl in this entire story. Gory doesn't even understand what a girl is. He's just very confused. Oh, that Pogo sees a cute girl for the first time in his life, and he just immediately starts to simp. How relatable. What a good boy. Now, let's go and grab Gory. And we can also take this time to say hello to the third party member of the Prehistory story, Beru. Now, Beru's kind of interesting, because if you put the time in to train her, she's the best character in the story by far. On the other hand, she doesn't learn the skill that makes her good until level 7. Which, for context, the last time I beat this story, I spent, like, nearly half an hour grinding, and I got her up to level 5. So, maybe don't anticipate that too much. But either way, she's not able to equip all of the same things that Pogo can. For example, she can't equip the, any of the axes or anything like that. She can't even equip the spear, which is weird because I thought she could. But I'll leave that for you. You can also use the bone instead of the stick because it's a slight upgrade. Beru has, like, no defense. Like, that's her thing. And she'll get very good skills, but she has no defense, and it does not grow. It is really... She is absurdly frail. For now, looks like we have someone else sleeping in front of our goddamn room again. Let's just move him out of the way there. Yeah, probably not a good idea to show people we're letting the outsiders stay here. I feel like this caveman community might not be the most accepting of outsiders. So, yeah, that's not gonna work. We need to think of another plan. Which, luckily, we already kind of have a plan here. Because she did a pretty good job of hiding from Pogo for a bit. So why don't we go and just have a little take 2 of this? If it can fool Pogo, it can probably fool the Mooks. Wonderful. And now, let's actually head back to our room and use this little bit of an extra opportunity to get some Z. Also, obligatory, look, I fixed her design. I did it. I fixed her design, gang. It's better now. Also, it's really fun. Like the remake arc of Beru is just kind of like more typical, like, because we are dealing with like caveman stuff combined with like the shonen gag manga look. She's not dressed very well. Like, she's essentially rocking bone panties and, like, a shell bra. But, like, if you look at the art from the original game, my god, this girl is built like a bimbo. It's like, so over the... Like, all of the designs for the SNES version of this chapter are so fucking extra and over the top. It's kinda great. But, with all that done, let's get some Z's. But of course, it's not becoming to let the girl sleep in the hay pile. You need to sleep in the better hay pile, and I'll just sleep in Gory's bed. Fuck Gory. Gory can sleep anywhere. Gory's an asshole. Sick-ass eyebrows, though. This man don't... Like, Gory, I'll need to, like, point it out on Gory's sprite. But Gory's not rocking a unibrow. Gory's rocking a fucking tribrow. Anyway, Pogo here, being about as subtle as a goddamn brick through a window. What if I put my Minecraft bed next to yours? Ha ha ha. Unless... But it's morning now. Also, something kind of small and cute that I want to point out here very early, something I probably would normally point out during the credits, but we've got some time to fill in the meantime, so I'm just gonna. One of the things that I find kind of like cute about this chapter is the fact that it is called The First. And like you'd think it's just called The First because, oh, it's like the first humans, or like, oh, because it's the first chronologically. But I've never been able to figure out if this was intentional or anything like that, but it's something kind of I like to believe. I like to think that the first in this chapter's name stands for the first love. Because, like, you know, it's kind of tropey. You could probably easily debate that this chapter is horribly misogynistic. You probably very, very easily could. In fact, I'd probably join you in that argument. But there's something kind of cute and wholesome about, like, this entire chapter being about these cavemen and, like, how they're just not very intelligent. But, like, Pogo takes one look at Beru and just falls deeply, intensely in love with her. It's kind of adorable in its own weird, definitely made in the 90s, inspired by things in the 80s, and also generally just written by a man energy. But it's cute in its own way. But... anyway, our queen is hungry. We must get our queen... we must donate money to the queen so that she will send us her caveman feet pictures. Gory, wake the fuck up. We've got an OnlyFans to pay for. This motherfucker. Get out of my goddamn way! So, yeah, in order to move on with this chapter, you just need to get one haunch of meat. Like, it's really not too difficult. Before we do that, like, you could take some more time to grind up Pogo and Gory, but I'd recommend just getting one meat haunch and then bailing. You don't need to waste too much time. I'd also recommend making use of the stone knife and the leather strap that we found in the Elder's room, because combining those two items together will get you the Fury Knife. Which I think this is actually one of the best items in the chapter. Do we have any more items we can make things with? Or is it just bones and bones and sticks? It's just bones and sticks. No need to do that yet. So the Fury Knife, as you can see, it has lower speed than the other ones, but it has an insane physical attack, which means I think I'm going to give that to Pogo. We want to have Pogo doing as much damage as possible. Like, in general, the main goal for this chapter is, fittingly enough, considering we're dealing with cavemen who kind of, you know, if you haven't guessed by now, none of them are the smartest. You don't need to worry about strategy this chapter. What wins you this chapter is pure, unadulterated items. And also the move you get when Gory reaches level 5 where he throws his shit at enemies. That's also the other thing you want. Let's just take the time to do a teeny bit of quick hunting here. Also, I'm not kidding. Gory will get a move where we throw his shit at enemies, and it is one of his best moves. In the meantime, just bash. Yeah, look at how much goddamn damage we're doing. That's the type of numbers you're going to want to see from Pogo. We can't consistently kill the pups in one hit, so let's just go for the slash. And then just hit it with one more pow kick. Okay, no haunch of meat yet, but are we guaranteed one from the kill right here? No, we're not. Okay. So we just have to actually grind until we get a haunch of meat, which I think are drops from the deer and also from the boars. I don't know if we get them from these encounters, but you know what? Like I said, experience for Pogo is always good. Because Pogo, you're going to want the experience this chapter. Plus, taking care of the random enemies will also give you more items. In particular, you're going to want pelts and beast horns, because those are used to make some of the better armor items. But in general, yeah, this is the chapter so far. Like, here's the thing. Compared to Akira, like, the worst part of Akira's chapter, it's really not that bad. Like, again, I'd much rather do anything in this chapter than do fucking Doc Tobey's cryptic bullshit routine to progress the plot. Or do that weird part on the docks again, where you're trying to look for a kidnapped child and you end up doing the fucking Scooby-Doo in and out of the doors thing. But this isn't the most interesting chapter. Like, I've kind of grown to like it in a weird way, just because, again, like, over the past years since I first played this game, I've become more familiar with, like, the gag manga of the era, and I can totally see the influences, but, I can see why it totally wouldn't click with someone. Anyway, once you get yourself a haunch of meat, Beru would totally be an e-girl in 2022, that's all I'm saying. And once you've done that, you can give her more meat. If you got more than one piece of meat, you can give more to her. Don't. Just leave the room once you've given her one piece of meat. You only need to sub to the OnlyFans once. She won't love you more if you double up. And now, let's use that time to do a little bit more hunting. Actually, let's see what's going on up here. This guy looks like he's a bit worried. Well, looks like they found us with their... Like, those aren't... I love how those aren't Flintstones cars. They just have, like, actual stone cars. But anyway, looks like the Homo sapiens are here. And that's an issue, because Homo sapiens suck. Fuck Homo sapiens. All my homies hate Homo sapiens. Except Beru. Beru's adorable. She can stay. And also Zaki. Zaki's... This guy's Zaki, by the way. Zaki's pretty rad. I would like to say one more time, yes, that is a lizard on his penis. That's... that is not a bit. This is not a joke. This is not something I'm saying to be funny. This is just actually true. Don't kink shame him. No, I'm not. It's great. It's the best part of his character. Well, that's not good. We had Beru on our team for a total of 0 fights to show her off, but oops, looks like she's about to get damseled. Don't you hate it when that happens? Anyway, we're not just gonna let this stand, though. She can't be a damsel in distress if you never let her get into distress. So let's go and save her. We've sent her $200 in super chats, and she will respond to our goddamn DMs eventually. This is me when I'm driving. God, I know that this is a horribly problematic chapter, but fuck, Pogo and Beru are adorable. Gory sucks, though. Gory do be the worst. This town only big enough for one simp. So welcome to the first quote-unquote mid-boss of the chapter. I say that because these guys don't really put up a fight at all. These are warriors of the Ku tribe. One of the earliest tribes to actually make it to proper Homo sapien. We're still falling a little bit behind. And I guess so are these guys. Jockey's pretty much the only other Homo sapien we see besides Beru. In the meantime, though, you mainly just want to do normal things here. Just kind of want to slap him, just kind of want to hit him around a bit. And we can also use this opportunity to go over Beru's base moveset, because it's bad. Beru has access to Bam Bam Bam, which all things considered isn't that bad. It does a decent bit of damage. Like, Beru in general can do a decent bit of damage at first. The biggest issue is what you're about to see here. The issue is that Beru is comedically frail. Like, until you get her level ups in proper armor, she will die in 1 to 2 hits, consistently. And it always sucks, because, like I mentioned before, if a character dies, they can still get XP, but if they get hit again, they get removed from the battle and they get no XP. So it is amazingly easy to just kind of overextend with Beru and just end up her getting deleted, which leaves her at a low level, which is an issue, because you kind of need to give Beru a few level ups for the final boss, or else it goes from pretty difficult to nearly fucking impossible. So we should be good here. Bang Slap should take him down. Gory's a fucking truck. There we go, and that should be level 2 for Beru. That's level for everybody. Pogo got access to Stench Poot. Gory got access to Poop Throw. And Beru just gets a nice level up and learns Sing Heal. AKA, she went from bad to very good. Beru is the best party member in this chapter, because she comes with an AoE heal. And any character in this game with an AoE heal is immediately top tier. Yeah, your plan kind of fell through, dude. It was kind of a bad one. We're gonna kick your ass now. Which is pretty easy, because it's just about uncovered. Outside of your beautiful, luscious hair. So now, we have a little bit of a fight here against Zaki proper, and it's not too bad. Pogo's Stench Poot is a ranged attack with a chance to stun and poison. It has a short charge time, it's penetrating, so that means that essentially it will go through enemies in the path. And it's fine. I'd recommend using it just for the chance of the extra damage, and also because it's an AoE move. But much more interesting to point out is Poop Throw. Poop Throw is probably one of Gory's 2 best moves. Because what it is it is a 3x3 AoE attack. But what's so good about it is that it leaves poison tiles on the ground. And like I've kind of mentioned before, but not honestly as much as I should, any one of the tile moves are insanely fucking helpful. They're good damage over time. It just really does a damn good job of crippling larger enemies. The only issue is just that you need to worry about the fact that your characters are going to get involved in it. Anyway, let's just have Beru take her place there and spam Sing Heal, while we slowly chip Jockey down. Zaki, my bad. It was called Jockey in the SNES translation, I think. That's an issue. Now note, just because I said Beru is going to start doing better now, doesn't mean I said Beru's that good. Gory, you're gonna need to go in and do some damage. This fight here is kind of the perfect example of what I was saying with a lot of the fights in the prehistory channels, or the prehistory fights early on, are pretty much just glorified slap fights. Like, putting down the poison damage, or poison towels is helpful, but, like, you're still left with not doing too much. So I'm hoping maybe I can get off a stun, but I kind of don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon. We also did kind of fuck up, lost Beru there. That sucks, because she's not going to get any XP. I love how Zaki looks when he's low on HP. Like, he's trying so hard to look cool, but he's just fucking dying. Now let's just put him out of his misery. Nice try, Zaki. Anyway, sorry, Beru, you didn't get XP from that. Not too much, anyway. Didn't miss out on much. Yeah, you'll rue the day. I've gotten the spiel before. I've played RPGs. I've watched iCarly. But, yeah, so maybe hiding the outsider girl from our tribe was not the best idea. And so, because we lied to the tribe and ended up getting ourselves attacked, risking all of us dying, we've been exiled from our encampment. On the other hand, that means we get to still have Beru in our party. So before we go any further, I want to check something. Can Beru equip the Fury Knife? Because if Beru can equip the Fury Knife, I think I'm going to leave it on her, because that's going to make her attack way better and is going to be really helpful. She can. Wonderful. Beru is now much better off than she was moments prior. So now that we're done, welcome to the bulk of the chapter. This is the Prehistoric Wasteland. This is a large, open area that's really hard to navigate. Additionally, because we're getting more levels, encounters are going to start scaling to us and getting a bit harder. Luckily, we've got good gear, so we're going to be hitting like a fucking truck. So you can just go in, like, you can honestly just go into the next area immediately, but I wouldn't really recommend that. I'd take some time to grind. I'd get Pogo up to at least level 4 or 5, and I'd get Beru pretty much at about the same. Luckily, because a lot of the enemies here are going to be really strong, we're going to start getting a lot more XP a lot quicker. I forgot to see what move Pogo got. God damn it. I don't think it's good, though. Most of Pogo's moves have some issues. But now you may be wondering, if we've lost access to the encampment, does that mean we've also lost access to the crafters? And the answer is yes, but no. Because up here, we have an independent crafter who can make us more stuff. If you're going to be grinding, I'd recommend grinding around this dude, because you're going to be getting a lot of things like leather straps, pelts, generally just stuff that makes good armor. Or more weapons if you're a fucking idiot like me. Is that an upgrade at least? No. Can Gory equip it? No. Yeah, I don't think Gory can ever equip weapons. So pretty much what I'm going to be doing now is I'm going to be spending a handful of minutes grinding here. Not too many. Luckily / unluckily, the encounter rate here is pretty low. So if you're just kind of, like, wandering back and forth, you're not, like, gonna miss anything. And I'm an idiot. There's no random encounters. I got one of the encounters by accident, so my brain went, oh, random encounters. No, you gotta smell. You've got to use the nose. Anyway, oh, fuck. So this is an encounter you want to avoid for the most part. We should be not fine. I'm gonna leave this fight. Fuck. Yeah, this fight in particular, I think only spawns at night. It's really annoying. It takes a long time. You probably will get a full level up's worth of XP out of it, but it's a pain in the ass. Luckily, I think if you run away from a fight, the stench doesn't leave. I think that's the same encounter again. No, it's not. Okay. So yeah. Okay, that's right. Pogo's new move is Sleep Trick. Essentially what we do is we take advantage of the low intelligence of our enemies to do some basic hypnosis and potentially put them to sleep. It's a pretty good move. It'll help you in that one really large encounter I showed you if you're lucky enough to put a lot of things to sleep, but with the general really shit IQ, I guess special attack and special defense that Pogo has, he's not going to be too helpful. But now I'm going to show you what I call the strategy to not lose this chapter. What you want to do is you want to put Gory and Pogo right next to something, and then you want to put Beru right behind them, spamming her AoE here. Which means I really hope y'all like meh, meh, because you're going to be hearing it a fucking lot in this chapter, and it is going to get annoying really fast. Also, another thing that kind of sucks about Pogo is I can't remember if he gets any counter move. Which isn't the end of the world. Like, counter moves don't really save you much, but, it's still a bit of a pain. Yeah, I really hope you like meh meh. Xenoblade 2 Nopon fans, rise up. All fucking two of you. Just like Tora from 8 Games Xenoblade 2. Wow! I'm glad we both went to the same joke at this relatively the same time. So as you can see, you don't need to worry too much about Gory's level ups. Gory doesn't get too much from his level ups. You mainly just want to focus on getting level ups for Pogo and Beru. That's right, the enemy's here. Actually, wait, no, shit. Is this the big fuck you encounter? I don't know. Either way. I'm just gonna do 1 or 2 more fights. Shouldn't be too bad. Okay, the mammoths are a bit of a pain, but they're weak to Bang Bash and Shit Throw, so they're not too bad. Still, just follow those basic tenets I told you. The way to play this chapter is Pogo and Gory right next to something, spamming their offensive moves. Beru stays 1 step behind, going meh meh! And that's how you play this entire goddamn chapter. It never ends! I'm gonna try and make it through this with minimal grinding, but the big issue is, like, pretty much as soon as you get to your destination, you're gonna be going up against another mid-boss, and it's going to be Pogo only. So if you don't get some good gear for Pogo, Pogo is gonna really be in danger. The issue is, grinding in this chapter fucking sucks. But luckily, like I mentioned time and time again, you don't need to worry too much about Pogo and Gory losing health, because Meh Meh is going to pretty much entirely refill it. And other than that, you know, even if they end up dying, you know, you're probably going to have Beru moving before they move again. So you can usually just heal up wounds immediately. The big issue is, you're not... I'm going to say this now. You're not going to have Beru for much longer. Like, you'll have Beru for the final boss, but, we're going to be dealing with some Fire Emblem availability shit, where, despite her being one of the best party members, she's going to be kind of out of commission for a bit. So you do still want to grind her up, you do still want to give her good items, but you may want to give your better items to Pogo. Like, honestly, I think I'm going to be giving the Fury Knife right back to Pogo here. Just because I think Pogo needs the raw damage more, just because Beru is going to be keeping her distance singing now. Anyway, Pogo hit level 5 and got Pokebind. Beru hit level 4 and got nothing. I don't think she gets her other skill until level 7, so we're probably not going to be getting it. Meantime, yeah, just replace that with the bone. We'll give you the Fury Knife back. What items do I have? I've still only got fucking sticks and bones, god damn it. I don't want to just have sticks and bones. The sticks and bones just make... They make the shitty bones... Yeah, they make the horn spears. We don't need more horn spears. We can't do anything with horn spears. Like, I just want, like, a pelt. Or, like, some beast things. Luckily, yeah, there we go. Now that we gave Pogo the Fury Knife, his damage is going to be going way up. Just a haunch of meat. God damn it, I don't want haunch of meat. I want actually good items. Give me actually good items. I beg of you. Okay, we've got something over there. We've also got a hidden item nearby. Why does Ben & Jerry's just forget to have the fucking Terra line in their plastic seals sometimes? I don't know. Those things in general have always been really low quality for me. Like, I feel like very few products actually make good use of that. God damn it, another haunch of meat. I don't want more haunches of meat. I want, like, good items. Which, yeah, let me just use the resource spots. Beast Fang, wonderful. That's something that's good. If I can get some leather straps, I think I can make Pogo's best accessory. The issue is getting that is going to require going a decent bit away from the source. Where the fuck you be? Oh, you're right there. No? Stop running away from me. You did. That's a weird mechanic they added to the remake I'm not a fan of. Sometimes you need to actually keep following and hunting whatever you're looking for. Which I guess makes sense, but it's still a bit of a pain. Anyway, let's just use Poop Throw here. That'll set up a poison floor. You know, let's also use Kick on you. Because luckily, despite being the weakest character in the story, Beru still does really good damage. Like, the issue is again, like you just saw, she can not take hits to save her life. Literally. Her life cannot be saved. It is... She dies so quickly. Let's throw down another Poop Throw, though. They resist Fists, so Gory's not going to be the most helpful. Meh. Yeah, nice try with Gory. We'll Pow Kick you. It resists Fist, but we should still be able to have Gory finish off the other Bison there. Shouldn't be too hard. I will say one thing, full stop. This battle theme is one of my favorites. Like, I can't really think of, like, any... Because, like, here's the thing. The Near Future battle theme, good. Wakamatsu battle theme, good. Imperial China, good. But, like, this is just... such a goddamn bop. Anyway, Pogo got re-jump, that's good. Gory got his own version of Stink Poot. And Beru is level 5. I think now that I have some better stuff, I'm just gonna fight whatever I find on the way, and other than that, work my way back, make the gear, and then move on. Oh, this fight kind of sucks. Yeah, okay. Luckily, I think Beru is faster than one of the Jaguars, and she's strong enough that she should be able to at least mostly damage one of them. So Gory's Stink Poot is really fucking good. It does a lot of damage, is wide range, and I'm pretty sure has a chance to stun. And some pushback, damn good shit. Beru, you want to just kick the shit out of this dude? Good job, Beru. Alright, so now... You know what? That other one is pretty weak. Let's just take care of this one so it can't kill Beru from here. Then we can use Beru's turn to heal up Pogo if he gets really hurt from this. Let's just keep going for Bang Slap. That's going to be the most damage we can get here. Does make you angry, though. That's a bit of an issue, but I should be faster. Wonderful. Sing heal. I can use Wii Jump to take care of this one so it's not angry anymore. Also, is the game volume still okay, or is it a bit too loud? Because again, I'm worried it's too loud. But then again, I'm also way too loud naturally as my own baseline. I don't fucking know. Audio balancing is hell. Don't stream, kids. Streaming bad. That's why I'm glad I don't stream. Is there really no other encounter near here? Really? Huh. Well, either way, let's just make some new gear. So I've got Beast Fang and... Beast Fang and Bone makes a pretty flower. Okay, that's good. You're gonna want to make one of those for Beru. Stick and a Beast Fang makes you a Fang Club. I don't want more fucking weapons. I have enough weapons! And Beast Horn and Bone makes you a set of rough bands. There we go. That's a good one, I think. More armor is good. You want all armor to go to Pogo. As you can see, this increases a special defense, a base defense, and speed a little bit. That's pretty helpful. Ori still can't equip anything. But we can equip the Pretty Flower onto... you can either equip the Pretty Flower onto Beru to make her sing way better, or you can give it to Pogo for a better chance of his secondary effects to go off. I'd recommend just giving it to Beru. In the meantime, I am going to save. Now, gonna head over to the next objective, pretty much just fighting anything I happen to come across. What's that for? That's just an animal. What is this? Why are you just sitting there, not moving? Oh, that's why. You're one of the asshole encounters. You know what? We're looking pretty powerful right now. Fuck it. Never mind, this was a horrible idea. This was a terrible, horrible idea. And I'm now very happy I saved. Gory, use this opportunity to use Stink Poot. That'll do a good job. It'll hit most of the enemies. I forgot what the secondary effect chance is, but it may still be pretty helpful. Let's just use Kick Kick. Oh, I was really hoping that would take you down. Let's just use Pow Kick again, then. And in the meantime, Gory's gonna be taking some good hits from these dudes. But that's fine. Gory's strong. Let's just throw down a Poop Throw, because that'll get some poison going on the mammoths. Like, once you get a few levels, this encounter isn't that threatening. What's mainly just worrying is the number of things. Like, once you have Gory's massive-ass Stink Poot, you're pretty much good to go. Just because the AoE is so good that, yeah, you're gonna be able to just slowly whittle stuff down no matter what. Especially when coupled with Poop Throw. I love talking about the gameplay of this chapter, because I love just saying, yeah, no, Poop Throw? Poop Throw was a goated ability. Poop Throw was... If Gory could not throw his own shit, he would be useless. Like, there's just something kind of funny about that to me. Anyway, Beru. Yeah, that's gonna kill Gory, but we can bring him back. Makes me sound like a madman. Nah, the madman was the people who made this chapter, though. For real. Alright, I probably shouldn't have gotten too close. Yeah, if you get close to the elephant, they'll eventually use Dust Thing, which has a chance of raising their evasion. Otherwise, just does good damage. Let's hit you with a Wii Jump. That should do 100-something. Yeah, that's a good amount. Plus, also, I don't get hit by the poison wand here. That's really helpful. They created a self-fulfilling prophecy. Yeah, you resist it, but Stink Poot's still good. Let's just use a Sing Heal. Alright, that didn't take one of them out, but that's fine. I can use Wii Jump to attack from a small distance. Also, I love how they're not named mammoths, they're named after other things, because the cavemen are pretty much just calling these things based off of, like, the smaller animals. I just think that's kind of nifty, kind of fun. This is a really creative chapter. I may not be the biggest fan, but I cannot deny that this chapter is really creative. Pogo, you're gonna have to deal with the poison floor, but also, we're not gonna have to deal with anything much longer. Because we're taking care of it. That should be a whole ass level up, right? Yeah, that's good. Pogo's level 7, got himself Yum Bite, that's good. Gory's level 8. And we got Beru up to level 6. And she learned Sing Hurt. Sing Hurt's a really good skill. Like, as of this point, I'm set to go. Like, once you've learned Sing Hurt, and once you've gotten Pogo up to a good level, like, it doesn't even matter if you have good gear or not, you're pretty good to go. When you're ready to go, just head over to the east and walk up here to enter the cave. Just make sure that you have Beru looking how you want her to before you enter here. Because this is where you're going to lose Beru for a bit. Look at Pogo's cute little NES sprite. SNES sprite. Well, this is a nice little cave. Perfect little space for a little sleep. It's a bit harder to hunt your own food, huh? Thank you, Gory. Very cool. Uh-oh. Stinky. Oh, what a scamp. Gory, you're the fucking worst. And thusly chemistry was invented. Fuck Gory. All my homies hate Gory. Gory is dead. We killed Gory. Gory's no longer a party member. I'm kidding. He is sadly still alive, and sadly is still your second party member. Wow, who could have seen this one happening? Do I need to make another simp joke? Because I will. Anyway, yo. Oh, well, he's still dead. Well, this is an anime game. No one stays dead in anime games. Who's hyped for Xenoblade 3 on Friday? It's because it's me. I'm hyped. Anyway, it's time for Zaki to get his run back. God, he's cool. So this second fight with Zaki is pretty much the same as the first one, but harder, and you only have Pogo, which is kind of an issue. Personally, I'd recommend your main strategy being keep your distance. You still want to be careful on diagonals, but you want to make good use of Wii Jump. Figure out which direction he's going to be moving and try and cut him off. If he gets too close, things could get kind of bad. But in general, with the -1 speed from Wii Jump, if you get lucky enough with your knockbacks, you get lucky enough with your hit rate, he can't even get close to you. What he can do is he can hit you with his lizard, which is much less sexual than it sounds on paper. Luckily, I did get access to Yum Bite. Yum Bite's pretty good. It has a chance of draining an enemy's attack and defense, while also giving you back a little health. It's not enough to act as a self-sustain, so don't think you can just rely solely on it, but it can definitely help you in a case where you may be in danger otherwise. In the meantime, you just got 2 more Wii Jumps. Never mind, good roll. And that was Zaki round 2. That's like keep in mind, if you don't have your Pogo decked out and you don't have him at a good level because you just followed the waypoint, you would be fucked. That fight is not easy. Especially because Pogo doesn't get any good ranged options for a pretty decent bit. I feel like I overprepared. I'll be honest, like, when I did this fight last time, he kicked my fucking ass. But I think I had literally only just got Yum Bite. I think I have 1 more level, and I also forgot to get the knife and straps from the Elder's room. So I also didn't have the Fury Knife, and I was still rocking the Quick Spear. But trust me, the final boss fight is a bit harder. Anyway, we can't break through this wall ourselves. So let's get the boy to help us out. The best boy. The worst boy. The tri-brow gorilla motherfucker Gory. You do it for me. That didn't work. Never mind. It totally did. Good plan. And that's how Gory got his move Pogo Throw. No, I'm kidding. It would be really cool if you did get a Pogo Throw move, though. But for now, let's go and get Beru back. The damsel is now officially in distress. God damn it, I finally gotten her DMs. It's not gonna end like this. She promised feet pics. Shouts to Gory, though. Homie jumped in right after us. Anyway, welcome to a... Oh, never mind. There's one more cutscene first. Man, do y'all like comedy? Oh, god damn it, you're alive. Anyway, well, you gotta find a way out of here. Except the game tells you the way out of here. But if you don't, then you'll have to do stuff around here. As you can see, there are some smells which will be death, some smells which will be food. Got a nice little haunch of meat there. And you can also smell the way Zaki went. Which means he must be somewhere through here. And with that, the hunt continues. So, at this point, you're about 2/3 of the way done with the main story of the chapter. What's left isn't too long. You've just got one more... I gotta be honest, I think that's a funny gag, where he just runs off screen and then runs back on screen from across the gap. That's good. You got one more little wasteland segment, one more chance to get some more items, get some more accessories, get some more weapons or armor. And then you get to start the final dungeon. Now, what I think I'm going to do is, what level is Pogo right now? Level 7? Yeah, I kind of want to see if I can get Pogo to level 8, but I don't know what's left. And it shouldn't be too long. Especially because now you get to start dealing with the rhinos, and the rhinos kinda hurt. On the other hand, at this point, you're going to start being really strong. You're going to start having more things that can make use of it. Fucking idiot just missed. Yeah, anyway, you just need to remember that now without Beru, you are going to have to rely on haunches of meat to heal. But other than that, you can just kind of keep going with the Wii Jump with Pogo. It's one of his best moves, if it ever actually fucking hits. And if things start to look a bit dicey, people are taking too much damage, don't feel afraid to run away. Remember, running away costs literally nothing in this game, and I'm pretty sure it's 100% guaranteed, and there's practically no punishment. Meantime, can I please just land a Wii Jump? Thank you. Okay, I'm just gonna see how much XP this encounter gives me, because if this gives me like half a level, then I'll just like round myself up. But in general, I think like most people I've seen on walkthroughs recommend level 10 for Pogo for the end of this. I feel like if you got Beru up to level 7 before, you'd only have to get to like level 8 or 9, but yeah, the final boss is a bit of a pain. Which is why I'm gonna get really lucky. He's gonna be an idiot. And it's gonna be one of the easiest. Finally, boop. How much does that give? That should be a good amount, right? Wow, that was almost nothing. Never mind then, I guess I'm just gonna beeline my way to the final dungeon. Pretty much only gonna worry about any, like, optional hidden item stuff. Got a stone knife. Stone knife is good. Whenever you get a stone knife, you can make some good shit with that. Or you can just use it in the battle, and you'll also do a lot of damage. It's pretty good. Anyway, if I do Beast Fang and Stone Knife, get a handful of prickly stones, that's a very good offensive item. What else do I have? Beast Horn... Bone. That's another set of rough bands. That's not great, but I think I can equip that to Gory. Yes, I can. So now Gory is a bit more durable. Anyway, whenever you're ready, I'd recommend saving up, because it's time to storm the base of the Ku tribe. It's time to undistress our damsel. But yeah, we can't, like, walk in. So what's our plan here? Well, the plan is really easy if you have way markers and also aren't playing the SNES version and am stupid like me. Because what you're going to want to do is you're just going to want to head around up to the cliff. And we're going to hop our way down. But what's that? Oh no. They've got the female gorillas. You can tell they're girls because they are pink. And no men would be pink. Gory, buddy? Well, I guess if you're gonna do that, I'll go check back at the front. Oh. And I don't know how much y'all know about monkey ecology when it comes to mating habits, but Gory may genuinely be one of the most terrifying creatures on the face of the Pangea right now. It's bad. Anyway, something I would recommend here is, yeah, use your smell. Yeah, use your smell to find out which way Gory went. If you go the wrong way, you are ambushed by like 3 or 4 of the Ku tribe. They're easy to kill, but they just kind of waste your time. As long as you're in here, you can take this time to grab some extra accessories, things you can make into gear. I think you'll have one more chance to craft things coming up here, but this is just good habit. So anyway, Gory, you good? Yeah, Gory's good. Nope, Gory? Okay, Gory, we saved your girls. You've got yourself your harem now. It's time for me to save my e-girl. Those DMs won't solicit themselves. Also, sadly, despite the fact that they're all following you, the 5 gorillas are not playable characters. In the meantime, though, you just want to use your scent. Ooh, smells like Beru's this way. So it looks like this was her room, but, sadly, C's hasn't made use of this for a while. And let's just pick up any of the extra goods we find. I don't even remember if we get another chance to craft. I think we need to leave the compound to craft, but I kind of don't care. Anyway, in the meantime, looks like Beru is also this way. Welcome to a room. This room is weird. So, I don't know if it was glitched in the original and fixed in the remake, or if it's like, or if I just did it well the first time, but this room is kind of weird. As you can see, there were 2 cavemen there at the start who pretty much just immediately spawned and started kicking our ass. But in the meantime, we can just go through them pretty quickly. They do good damage. But now you want to book it to the door, because if you're not fast enough to make it to the top door, then more of those fuckers spawn. Unless they fixed it. Like, it is really easy if you're not careful to just be stalled at the goddamn door by 100 cavemen. Oh, this is it. Well, it's okay. the gorillas have us. The gorillas that are wearing grass skirts for some reason, and also are pink, a color I generally do not think gorillas are, but I may be wrong. I'm not a gorillastician, or whatever the fuck you call them. I'm not gonna talk shit. Gory's got 3 eyebrows, and I don't think that's normal either. But for now... Beru's right through here. If you haven't taken this time to prep Pogo to the extent yet, you should do that now. Because this boss coming up here, not the easiest. Yeah, if you haven't guessed this by the opening and the altar, this entire time, there has been a sacrifice. Like, at this point, there's only one man who can stop him, and also a gorilla. There was also a gorilla there. I forgot to mention there was also a gorilla, but there's only one man who can stop this. Yo, Lors, welcome! Come on. Think you could take me? Alright, Zaki. Let's finish this. You and me, man. You see, we're still grinding that game of the year, indeed. And we probably will tomorrow, and then I'll take a short break, because there'll be Xenoblade and Dokapon over the weekend. And then I kind of want to squeeze in some Pokemon, but I'm hoping to have this game done on stream next week. So welcome to a Zaki fight again. This is pretty much the same as the last Zaki fight. If you saw me fight Zaki the last time, he's pretty much the same fight, but with slightly better stats. You just want to keep hitting him. I said hitting him, not me. And yeah, you're gonna want to be careful. Zaki can fucking hurt. If you start running too low on HP, use Haunches of Meat. In general, though, the same strategy as normal applies. You're just hustling lately, no breaks. I gotta say, it's kind of weird. Like, I was, like, streaming for a while, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe I'm just not enjoying streaming anymore. Like, things just really aren't clicking with me, I'm not really enjoying it as much. And then I'm like, yeah, you know, I'm not in a great mood, so I'm gonna go Gorilla for a bit. And then since I started going Gorilla, it's like suddenly my desire to stream has gone up tenfold. I think I just hate using a schedule. I think I just fucking hate schedules. But anyway, there's a bit of an earthquake there, but that's just enough time for us to go and save Beru. But the thing is, she was being sacrificed. But why was she being sacrificed? So let's say that somehow, by some stroke of luck, by some pure, unbridled hatred, something were to live past the time it was supposed to. Something big. Something terrifying. Something man was never meant to have to face. And what if the only way to appease that mysterious, unwelcoming, hateful god was to give it something that it doesn't really have much access to anymore? Good food. This is the god of the Ku tribe. A being that has no reason to have existed as long as it has. This is Odo, the Tyrannosaur. This is the final boss of the Prehistory chapter. And you know what? We've got a bit of a common enemy. So Zaki, welcome to the team, my man. This fight is really difficult, but not like impossibly so. Because of two things. First of all, you've got Zaki, and Zaki's pretty fucking good. Second of all, we have Beru back. That means we have AoE heal. But I'd like you to remember the HP of some of the final bosses we had before. Like, taking into account that Inko was a special boss and had 2,000, so he doesn't count. Odio Bright had about 400, maybe 500. You know, Odi-Wan Lee only had about 600. Like, HP numbers in this game are kind of on the low end. Odo has nearly 1,000. Odo also has some of the highest physical stats in the game. This fight is not that easy. So, but I'm going to show you ways to make it a bit easier. First of all, I would recommend moving Pogo up a couple of spaces. And mainly, his job is mainly just going to be doing as much damage as possible. You're going to want to hope for stuns. You're going to want to spam Stench Poot. You're going to want to spam Pokebind. There's a very small chance because his special attack is shit, but if you can stun him, then congratulations. This fight just got 10 times easier. Second step, you're going to want to make sure that Gory sets up a nice little poop throw. Poison Towels are very good. Poison damage are going to help you keep the damage up. Beru's job is going to be to stand a bit away from it at a diagonal, and it's going to be either spamming Sing Heal, or it's going to be spamming Sing Hurt. Zaki's job here, you see Zaki's got 6 moves, and these 6 moves are actually all of the fights he can hit you with in his fight. He's got Pow Fist, which is just a normal strike move. He's got Back Kick, which is a nice counter, so putting him on a diagonal is very helpful, because pretty much all of Odo's attacks can hit diagonally. So putting Zaki in the line of fire is really helpful. You've got Face Kick, which is just a high damage kick. You've got Wee Butt, which is a nice ranged move. Fly Lizard Fly, which is a nice ranged move where you hit him with his Dick Lizard. And then Lizard Rock Back, which is just an AoE counter skill. For the most part, you just kind of want to spam Fly Lizard Fly. He's not going to be doing much outside of raw damage. I got really lucky with that stun. If I can keep this stun going, this fight is just shut down. Watch me talk this boss up as a huge threat, and I just literally stun lock it. Oh, there we go. So this is his first move, Trample. Trample is a move that knocks away and does an insane amount of damage and has a chance to stun. That is his second weakest move. He has 5 moves. But as you can see, having Sing Hurt on Beru kinda just takes care of this fight for you. It's kind of absurd. But still, if you're not careful, he can easily take you off guard. We haven't even seen his strongest move yet. But in general, we're going to keep wanting to spam for those binds. If we can get another stun here, we win. Well, never mind. Fuck this boss. This is actually the easiest goddamn boss in the game. This is absurd. I swear to God, this fight is not normally like this. This was the only boss fight I game overed on when I was doing my SNES practice run. Because he just fucking kicked my ass and kept somehow killing Beru. But with that, the monster, outside of its time, somehow survived, is no more. And with that, we finish the prehistory chapter. Without Odo, there's no reason for the Q tribe to continue sacrificing people, which means maybe Pogo's clan and the Ku clan can live in peace. I mean, that was not the right... the Ku tribe. Oops, that was the wrong word there, and almost sounded like something very different. And without the chief, looks like someone's gonna have to take charge. Got real poetic about something that can be summed up as, oh shit, it's a fucking T-Rex. Here's the thing though, when I get to the final story, you'll understand why I'm talking up all these things like it's a big fucking game. But that's the end of the prehistory chapter. What the fuck? What did my dad just message me? Oh, okay, he was responding to a message I sent him earlier about babies. So yeah, that was the prehistory chapter. I've got to be honest, the prehistory chapter, I still stand by the fact that it's overall my least favorite, but that's not a bad thing. Like, genuinely, doing it here on stream and being able to just, like, talk about it and joke about some of the stupider parts, this is a very fun chapter in ways. Like, I think Pogo, Gory, and Beru are all very interesting characters to control. They work together well. I think as much as I don't find the comedy funny, I find Pogo and Beru to be weirdly adorable. It's just a nice, quaint little chapter. You know, how are those baked babies you made the other day? Exactly. But nah, we were just talking about Nathan Fielder's new show, The Rehearsal. But yeah. Like, I need to stress, even at worst, I think Live Alive is just still slightly worse than average for the time. This is such a fun game. It's got so much creativity baked into it. I genuinely cannot recommend it enough. Plus, now that we killed a fucking T-Rex, we've got food for days. So we don't need to go hunting for a bit. Anyway, I've got really nothing else to say. So it's only 4 o'clock. I think I'm gonna start the next chapter before I end the stream. Like, I'm probably not gonna do much in it, but I think I at the very least want to start it up. Because it's not too long, but I kind of want to save as much time as possible tomorrow, because, I can't quite remember how long the Far Future chapter is. Mainly because I don't know how long the voice lines are. Because depending on how many voice lines there are in Far Future, things may take a while. Anyway, more shoutouts to Yoko Shimomura. Still wild how, like, if you hear a soundtrack and you're like, God damn, this is one of the best ones I've ever heard, 99% chance Yoko Shimomura had her hand in it, or someone who directly worked with Yoko Shimomura in the past and developed part of her style. But... with that, the story of the first man and his first love is over. And also Gory gets his harem. Doesn't look like Gory's too into it, though. Godspeed, Gory. I hope they fucking snoo you to death. Good for you, Pogo. I'm glad you got there. The end. With the Yoshi's Island Comic Sans. Hooray. So yeah, I made better pace than I expected. I genuinely thought that this was going to take me right up to my normal stopping point. So I think I'm going to briefly start up the next chapter after I check something. Actually, hold on one sec. Because there actually may be something for me to do here. The first word is proposed to be Pogo getting some in this universe. Here's the thing. In the fan translation... So here's the thing. I don't know the original Japanese version. So I can't actually say anything about that. But in the original... So I don't know the actual, like, kana or kanji used there. But what I think happened is that Pogo's first word there, the way the fan translation translated that was they translated it as him shouting love. Because it's, you know, I, as in Japanese, means love. Which, I like that translation way better. I get why they thought it was supposed to be a scream. And they kind of thought, well, if most of the dialogue is going to be grunts, they probably didn't want to, like, they didn't want to do fucking voiceover for that. So they're like, you know, fuck it, it can just be like a scream. He's a caveman, he screams, but, like, I don't know, I just think there's something incredible. That would have been really cute if they actually made fucking Megumi Ugata go, it would have been fucking great, and it would have been the perfect ending. But, Either way, I don't know what the original... Like, again, I don't know if the original was supposed to be, like, I as in love, or, like, just, you know, him screaming. Or maybe it's supposed to be left to interpretation. I don't know. All I know is that, I'm kind of not the biggest fan of how they handled that one. Yeah, alas, instead, Pogo simply got some with this hot e-girl, cave girl GF. Which, you know, could be better, could be worse. Anyway, I actually do have to take off now. But next time on Live Alive, which, again, hoping tomorrow, we'll see how my energy levels are doing. We're going to be taking care of the last 2 stories, which we're really, really close to the finale at this point, and I'm very excited. Because, yeah, I'm hoping tomorrow I'll be able to do these 2, and then Friday, if my copy of Xenoblade hasn't gotten here yet, I'll be doing the final chapter. But yeah, next time we're going to be doing the chapter that, along with Moon, helped inspire Undertale. This is not a joke, by the way. This and Moon were the 2 core inspirations for the main Undertale mechanics. And we're going to be doing the distant future. Probably the most experimental of the bunch, because it's an RPG with almost no combat. It's practically a VN, and I'm very excited for it, because it is far and away my favorite story and the overall fan favorite story. I mean, seriously, look at this egg-ass motherfucker. How could he not have the best chapter? He's like the most lovable Skrunklo. He's great. Cube is the best. Also, he's unironically one of the strongest party members. Yo, Dan, welcome to the stream, man. You got here at the worst time. Because which of my friends are streaming right now? Not really any of them. I'm gonna call it for the day. Dan, I'm sorry to hear you got here in like the worst time. I was literally winding down. But yeah, everyone have a wonderful evening. I will catch you hopefully tomorrow. If not, then maybe Friday if my copy of Live Live isn't here. If not, sometime next week. Hold up, someone just started streaming. Who's that somebody? Which somebody just started streaming? Is it somebody I know? Is it somebody I don't know? It's not somebody I know. That. Yeah, have a good one.